Blessings and love on this beautiful winter solstice day. This is a video that I was pondering when to do, as there have been a few people ask questions and a few people seeking some guidance about how they can best keep their hearts open with the most recent announcements that have come through over the past couple of days in the UK, as many people's plans have been altered. So this video is, I encourage anyone that is watching this video, that will watch this video, to arrive here with a heart that is open, because you're wishing to understand the deeper spiritual and energetical reasoning why, right? So, yes. So I won't get into any of the physicalities, any of the earth plane physical reasonings. You've got enough of that everywhere from everyone. So this is going to be purely from an energetical standpoint, and I encourage you to take what resonates truth for you. Take that and hold that, and if there's anything that I say that doesn't resonate truth, just let that go, right? So there has been an announcement a day or two ago, I think it was 2 days ago, which came from London, about certain areas in the UK and certain restrictions that were gonna arrive, that had to arrive and be put into place. And of course, energetically, when someone says that you can't do something, it can feel very constrictive, right? If we look at this whole year, 2020, and look at what this year was all about, this was a collective dark night of the soul, and it still is for many people. And what that dark night of the soul does is it rebirths you into the light. It's like the birthing process itself. You're going from this comfortable, warm, snuggly place where you're all curled up, all deliciously, beautifully comforted and held, and then being squished and constricted through a very tight space, right? Where it feels uncomfortable, where you can't move as much, right? And that's what this whole year has been about. And the first time restrictions came in place, it encouraged every single one of us to go within our own hearts. Compassion elevated. We were thinking about others' needs. We were thinking about the earth and what she needs. We were thinking about ourselves and what we need. Our days got slower, and we went within. And from that came the first awakening, the first rebirthing for many people. And there was a wave of people connecting with that light within them. And then things eased, and we returned to the blueprint that the body, which we are in, carries. And the pace got quicker and quicker. We stopped thinking about the earth, we stopped thinking about others, we stopped thinking about what we need, and we got back to what we know, the routine that we know. And then came another bout of restriction, right? This is purely energetical we're talking here, okay? Because we know that anything in our earth plane that's physical, including our being here, is because we've created that. Our energy body, our light body has created that. So then came another restriction, another rebirthing, perfect in time for that 9-9 portal, 10-10 portal of completion, and 11-11 portal in Scorpio season, the sign of rebirth. And energy started to get more and more intense as things were showing up within us that we can no longer take into the new paradigm. And what that new paradigm is this age of Aquarius, this light energy coming in to our planet, and we, our bodies, are made up of this planet, so we receive that also. Today marks the day of a conjunction of two planets that bring about that expansion and that rebirth. We also are receiving a lot of light, and there is a big switch over in energy. So no wonder there is another announcement that happened. But let me just go into that a little bit more. Now you understand, or now if it's truth for you, that you understand that every time the restrictions have come in, it's in order to open our hearts, to help us return to self, to help us rebirth. And when we go through the rebirth process, when we go through that death and regeneration and rebirth, some have called it resurrection. We're feeling a couple of themes coming up here now, hey? And once again, this is nothing to do with religion or anything like that, or any stigma that may be associated with that. This is a very spiritual, very ancient, very core part of being here physically, is we have these rebirth moments because it enables us to shed a skin. It enables us to go through a veil that has been so repetitively encouraged on a cellular level, and it enables us to break through that, to pierce through that, to unveil the light within. So why certain areas of the UK? Why has this happened? And once again, we're bringing this to the energetical standpoint. So take what's truth for you, leave what doesn't resonate. But what I see when I look remotely at the country and at the pockets, and when I tune into the guidance that is being dropped down, I see pockets of the country that are denser in energy. There is a collective energy grid, a collective tipping point that needs to happen. And the first wave of enlightening, of rebirthing, awoke some people. The second wave awoke some more, and now this is the third one, right? With even more interesting verbalized explanations and things manifesting and adapting to go with it. So these pockets in the UK, we're looking at our capital, right? We're looking at the areas around the south and a few counties around there, and those are quite energetically, I'm going to choose my words well here, I'm just waiting for the right translation to come through. Stagnant, they're quite energetically stagnant, with older woundings that are ready to be released. Okay? So what that means is if you find yourself living in one of these areas and you're feeling that restriction and that fear, and you're wanting to go, these people couldn't, you know, because oftentimes that's what happens. We go, oh, it's not this person who said it, it's actually all these people who don't choose to wear something here, who don't choose to believe the mainstream, whatever it is. It doesn't actually matter, because the lesson that this won't go away until the collective energy reaches the tipping point. So it has to go from here, balance, and go like that. And what this balance is, what this scale is, you know, this is, are we looking within or without ourselves? So the quicker we can embrace looking within for our own happiness, not looking at what other people are doing, what they choose to believe, what they choose to do, knowing, like you know, that there is an eternal stream of light, abundance, wellness, freedom within you. And you found that back in March. You found that back in April. Take your mind back to there. Cast your mind back. Many people found that. They had that glimpse of it then. Okay? Take your mind back to there. Because when you were in a space of wanting to give and help your neighbors, when you were in a space of going outside and your days were slowing down, you found that peace and balance, right? And now these restrictions are in place for part of the country, more so for part of the country than the other part of the country, because they're the areas that need to reach this tipping point where the energy is more stagnant or more dense collectively. That's not to say individually you might be very open, anchoring in the light, but there also may be other people that haven't yet blossomed. And this isn't about what we can tell people to do. It's not as though we can go around going, oh, you're fearful, so let me tell you why. No, they're not in a place to receive that just yet. The way that we teach this, the way that we share this, the way that we embody this and help that collective tipping point move into the light, move through that rebirth and blossom, is by being it, right? By being it. So if you live in one of these areas and you want this to go away, the quickest thing energetically to do would be to find yourself in the present moment. Find yourself in a place where you can center. So some tangible ways to do that. In the morning, take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. Before you do anything else, before you look at your phone, before you speak to another person, just find yourself for 5 minutes. And you know what a really good thing to do is what I just did there, with your left hand pointing down in a straight line. The heel of your hand is in line with your navel, your right hand pointing up, the heel of your hand is in line with your heart. Just sit there and just breathe slowly. This is your hara line. This is your energy line. This is your connection to all that is. This is going to bring your energy back into alignment. And just set it up for the day. And when you breathe in a nice, calm, slow way, you allow more oxygen enter your body. You allow your energy to draw back to you if it's gone out elsewhere. And you allow yourself to ground in Mother Earth and to connect with the Cosmic Father. Okay. So in a term that may be understood for those that are newer to here, you're connecting with the earth, you're grounding, there's scientific research done around this, and you're also connecting to that inspiration, that guidance system within you, that is within every one of you. Doing this a few times in the day will help you stay in the now moment, because when we look outside of ourselves, when we look at what other people are doing, when we look at what they're not doing, what they're wearing, what they're not wearing, where they're going, where they're not going, when we look in the future and what we want, but we're feeling discomfort because we don't have it now, when we are looking in the past because we miss what could have been or what was, we're taking our gaze away from the beauty of the moment in the present gift, right? The gift of now. And it's in the gift of now that we find, firstly, timelessness, we find unity, we find love, we find freedom, we find abundance, we find everything that it is that we want. Because we're connecting to the beauty that is around us, that we have created to be around us in that moment. When you can look, another beautiful, tangible thing is, and it sounds so simple and you hear so many people talk about this, is showing appreciation, right? Notice I say appreciation rather than gratitude, because in this instance, the word gratitude has got connotations attached to it energetically that suggests that you are grateful for this glass of water, for example, but usually when you say you are grateful for something, it's because you haven't had it before, or it's been missing before. So appreciation just has more of a positive, fully positive connotation energetically. Gratitude usually carries both of that. So we want to just really focus. If you want to speed things along, You want to really focus on the word appreciation. What can you appreciate right in front of you? I appreciate right now that I have this beautiful piece of technology, a water barrel that it's propped up on, this beautiful area around me, and the fact that I have internet to connect to every one of you here. Many, many more things. I have so much appreciation for all of that. For this holiday season, there are so many ways you've shown through the whole year, and I know it's been tiresome, and I know it's difficult. I do know. But you've shown through the whole year that you've been able to adapt quicker than you've ever adapted to anything else. You've been able to connect with people in a way that you thought you could never have connected. You've been able to find time where there was none and create things that you would never have done previously. Tap into those beautiful, fun, inner child qualities, that creation quality. This is a space of creation right now. This day, we're bridging, the heart space is opening, and the womb space, they are connected. They are connected, and they are being activated and opened right now. So the womb space is that creation, and the heart space is that love, that compassion, that unity. So with this message, I hope it helps. Share to anyone you feel could benefit from this message. If you want what's happening in the world to go away sooner, the more people need to turn their gaze within and to allow whatever feels uncomfortable, feel it, embrace it, love it, forgive it, and let it transcend. I'm doing a 30 days to unity. I just started this morning. I just felt inspired after my meditation to share online. Some of you may have seen me in Mary Poppins pajamas. That may be the case for the next 30 days, who knows? No, I'll wash them in between, I promise. But if you are wanting to really make the most of what's happening right now and to shift the consciousness within yourself so that it reflects within others, a practice like that would really help. So I'm live streaming on here each morning, probably around 6 a.m. British time for about 5 minutes, as we help you uncover and release those shadows that would have us project, that would have us look outside rather than within. You are all beautiful, divine beings of light. I love you all so much. There is so much abundance and so many blessings coming to each and every one of you if we just pause to receive. We've got to receive it, right?